going on, everyone? Today we have to go over Pudgy Penguins. So we are down a little bit in Pudgy Penguins, 2.4% in the last 24 hours. In the last 7 days, 3.7%. But something new has just now formed up here in the charts for Pudgy Penguins that I want to talk to you guys today about. Anyways, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's go straight over this. So, as you can see right now here with Pudgy Penguins, another type of wedge pattern is actually forming up here. And if you don't know, this right here, it looks very similar to a symmetrical triangle here. Like if we look over here, what we have is a symmetrical triangle. Now for the symmetrical triangle, when it comes from a bearish point of view, is when you pull back down into the symmetrical triangle rather than going up into it. So look right here, as the one here on the side goes up into the symmetrical triangle and then creates it like that. And this one right here, this one goes down into the symmetrical triangle and creates it like that. So when we look at Pudgy Penguins, what's happening? Well, we see this is coming down and touching it like that, okay? It's kind of coming down and touching it. Now, this one is very hard to judge. It's going to be a very hard one to judge to say maybe is it really a symmetrical triangle or not. So, you could argue that because there are a few hiccups here and it looks like it breaks out of it very briefly there. But we have to try to determine whether or not this is going to be a bullish or a bearish symmetrical triangle. So, when I look at this, right, from this chart here, it touches the bottom and then goes down there and touches that. But over here, you can kind of see, it's almost like it starts down here and then it just touches the top up there, right? So that's kind of how it looks to me. And like this should be extended just a little bit to match the one over here. So it kind of looks to me like it's starting from a bearish point of view. It kind of looks like this one more. Because as you can see, comes down into here and then boom, then breaks out. This comes down into here, boom, then breaks out. As opposed to doing something like this. Just coming straight from a bullish point of view and then doing it. But we are on a current uptrend. That's what kind of confused me. We're on a current uptrend, but the way it started, it almost started like the bearish one. It came down into it, right? It came down into it and then started it. So if that is the truth and that happens right there, then we can see another pullback. And remember, another pullback is not a bad thing inside of Pudgy Penguins. Let me show you guys exactly why another pullback really isn't bad at all. So this is the 2-hour chart. Notice this is the pattern that we're forming now, right? The symmetrical triangle. That might be a bearish one, so we might see a pullback. So what we will end up seeing is one of two things, right? We will either see us, because first things first, you can see this channel, right? We're trading within this channel, okay? So that's the first thing that you want to look at is that channel. All right, guys, so not only do we have this channel right here, this channel right here is a bull flag. So this is a bull flag. It's a bullish channel. But we're kind of getting mixed signals with the symmetrical triangle, which is showing us that it's bearish because look, it's starting from a bearish perspective. It's starting from a bearish point of view, right? That's kind of how it's starting. But then you also got to think we're also in a current uptrend, right? But then when you break it down even further, we're creating lower lows and lower highs. So there is a lot of different things kind of going against us here. So what I'm looking at again is one of two things. We pull back here and we come to this channel, right? And then we break out once we hit this channel, once we come down a little bit and then hit the trend line here and then we break out, or we just break out directly from here, or we come down and we hit the bottom of this bull flag and then we break out from here. Which usually bull flags don't carry all the way out to the bottom like that. It usually doesn't happen like that, right? They usually break out around this area here. So there is a possibility that we could see Pudgy Penguins pulling back to the trend line and then breaking out. Remember, this trend line, I created this trend line here because I noticed a trend. And you can kind of see that it is a little bit of a trend, not really 100% confirmed, but there's a bit of a trend going on here, and we can kind of notice that here with the trend line. So you can kind of see how it hit down here, and that's kind of how it started down here, and it hit it twice, right? And then we could also see up here, it did the same thing. So let me go up here and scroll in. So up here, we can see we kind of hit it and then did the same thing again, just like the previous time. So I'm thinking, what if we break down from here, hit the trend line, and then break out? That's what I'm looking at, and that's what I'm thinking about. Us pulling back and doing like a bear trap, right? Like trapping the bears. So it could be a bear trap. So I think this symmetrical triangle right here is a bear trap. Because you see how it's kind of forming, almost making you think that it's a bearish symmetrical triangle because it's starting from a bearish perspective. But everything else in the setup is bullish. From the trend line to the bull flag, everything else is bullish inside of this, right? And not just those two things there. We still have a possibility to have even more bullish pressure. If we look at the 30-minute chart, you can see this thing could reverse very soon because it's definitely oversold on the short-term charts. So yeah, on the 30-minute chart, the short-term chart, it's oversold. So it has that power to, push past it. But anyways, I'm still bullish here with Pudgy Penguins. Even if we pull back down to the bottom of the channel and then break out, we're still inside of a bull flag here. We're still bullish here, guys. So, for as long as it is, I still think that we are bullish here. And the same thing kind of goes for this little pattern here too. I think this pattern is still bullish. I think it just came into it a weird way. So hopefully we can just break out from here, right? Rather than pulling back to the trend line or pulling all the way back to the bottom of the bull flag. I think we should just break out here, right? Wouldn't everybody want it to just break out there? But yeah, we'll see which one happens. But either way, Pudgy Penguins is still bullish. It's still inside of a bull flag. Everything's still bullish. Do not be tricked and deceived. This is how bull traps work. Like, they throw things in that kind of it kind of looks like it could be a bearish pattern here. It looks like it could break down from here. When you look at the MACD on the 2-hour chart, you're seeing selling pressure while it's showing that signal. So it could make you easily think that it's bearish. This is how they trap you. Do not get bear trapped. Even if we start breaking down, don't get bear trapped. The only time I would be a little bit worried is if we see Pudgy Penguins break this level here, 0.025. If Pudgy Penguins breaks 0.025 and goes below this Fibonacci support, now you want to be worried, because now the next support after that isn't till all the way down here. Well, technically we got some down here at 2 cents, but strong support, we're not seeing that until 0.013. So, it's definitely something that we got to watch out for. We don't want to break 0.025, but as long as we stay above 0.025, we're still bullish. So yeah, this is all I got for you all today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Definitely hit the like button and subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, I'll be back with another video.